Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Walter and I thank you for stopping by, and I want to send a special shout out to fellow YouTuber Bobby's brother, who runs a great site and had a kind recommendation and shout out to me. Thank you, my friend, for that. Today I want to talk about an article that came out yesterday, the 14th, on Music Week. And it featured an interview with Polydor co-president Tom March and the marketing director Stephen Hallos. And it talked about how the comeback was orchestrated and managed by the label and ABBA. So I'll link the article to the comments section below in case you want to read the whole thing. But I'm going to hit most of it in the highlights. So let's start with Polydor co-president Tom March. The journey started 3 years or so ago when Benny and Bjorn came over and played us a couple of songs, he said. We had to sit on that secret that they'd actually been making some music together. And then to have a chance to work on their first album in 40 years is something we could never really have dreamed of. We had to keep it very quiet. There were little leaks here and there, and we knew any tiny bit of news would just get seized upon. So it was really important to keep everything to a small circle of trust because we knew how important it would be to have such a huge launch moment. It came together brilliantly in the end, but it took a lot of work behind the scenes from a core group of people to get to that point. ABBA partnered with YouTube for the live announcement of their return in September, and they premiered the first two singles from Voyage on that platform. And it was the president of Universal UK that thought it was a good idea to release two singles at the same time. Universal UK chairman and CEO David Joseph said we should show both sides of ABBA here. For about a year we've been planning to have I Still Have Faith in You come first, but it was absolutely the right call because Don't Shut Me Down connected to the streaming audience. It showed both sides of the group and created even more excitement. People could dive in and stream the two songs, and they fueled each other, and that fueled the conversation about ABBA. And I think that was an excellent idea because, as we recall, Don't Shut Me Down became very popular, and so did Still Have Faith in You. So when they decided to go to launch the album, they came up with the strategy, and I'll quote them. The idea for the launch was to create as much noise in one hit as possible because you know you will only get limited time with an artist like ABBA. So everything you do has to have impact. The YouTube content went viral. We hit the 6 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news, and the cover of every single national newspaper. And of course, they're based in the UK, so that's where that was. There was no comeback or launch moment that we could think of to link this to. So we thought, what's the biggest thing we can think of? And it was like, right now we have to make it as big as when Star Wars came back. And I think we delivered that kind of impact. Our job was to tell the world ABBA was back, and I think we did that. And of course, we know they did. Let's talk a little bit about streaming. Right now, currently, ABBA has 19.3 million listeners monthly on Spotify. Of that total listens, they have two of the songs from Voyage are currently in the top 10. Don't Shut Me Down and Little Things. The other 8 are classic ABBA hits, Mamma Mia, Gimme, 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 and of course Dancing Queen is number 1. Chiquita's in there too. You could check the rest yourself if you're interested. But what was interesting to me about this article about streaming is this part. And this is Stephen Hallos, from the publicist from Polydor. He says, when we were strategizing the campaign, we were looking at the streaming data, and actually ABBA's biggest audience on Spotify was 18 to 24-year-olds. Compared to all other legendary acts on Universal, they had by far the largest audience, young audience. And their audience indexed far younger, which makes sense if you think about the way the music has been reintroduced to generations of people over the last 40 years. We knew there'd be a streaming appetite for music, and of course over the years the music's been reintroduced. In the 90s, Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, the original Mamma Mia stage show, and Muriel's Wedding. In the 2000s, it was Mamma Mia the movie, and then in the 2010s, I don't remember what year it was, the second Mamma Mia movie. It's a completely unique situation to have a popular act who hasn't released a note of music in 40 years. The curiosity factor and the news story around that was something we'd never seen before, and it made it into such a moment when it actually launched. We knew the new songs would stream, said March, but I was not participating in that level of success on the singles. At that point, we knew it was just going to hit. We knew it wasn't just going to hit the older fans. It had gone beyond just being a curiosity thing. We could see these songs were connecting to a young streaming audience. I'm glad to read that because I had no idea what the demographics were. That's surprising to me. It's not, I have nieces and nephews that are in their teens that love ABBA, but you don't know how that translates across the world. But apparently it does. And finally, the label, March, is hopeful that they will be able to release a single from the album to radio early next year to keep things moving and work into the opening of the ABBA show. And the ABBA show at the ABBA Arena in London is now sold over 330,000 tickets. Which, what is it? The place seats 3,000. I think they're doing one show a night and two shows on the weekends or something. If you go to look at the website, you'll see most of the shows are sold out in pretty much until September. So we'll be curious about that too. All in all, it's a fascinating article and interesting just how much the success of ABBA was driven by the demographics of the streaming and how much of it was driven by the publicity. It's a well-coordinated effort, and it certainly got great results. So my only question here before I say goodbye is what single should be what song should be the next single from Voyage? I kind of like Bumblebee, but I don't think it's a commercial hit, but I love the song. But let me know in the comments below. And thanks for listening, everybody. Take care. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.